What's going on, guys? Smash33 here, bringing you another Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle. This is an OU Clear Skies match versus Cody, also known as HydreigonMaster635, and we were sick and tired of weather, so we figured, hey, let's bring some Clear Skies. Just bring whatever, have a nice standard battle, and get on with our lives. And that's what we did. Threats on his team: Terrakion, Keldeo, Scizor, and Latios. All probably top 5 threats in the OU tier. And then my team, I got Life Orb, Infernape, Defensive Ferrothorn, Choice Bandit Haxorus, Choice Scarf, Mamoswine, Tentacruel, and Skarmory. Not necessarily in that order, but anyway, let's get on with the match. So he's going to lead with Power! That big threat, Terrakion, right off the bat. And I'm going to lead with Skarmory because Skarmory is such a pro at taking on Terrakion, right? Right? Am I right? Look at that. Close combat is barely a 3-hit KO. Look at that. And I'm just going to roost up, no problem, and get all my HP back. He's back at square one, and I'm sitting pretty at full HP. I figure he's going to switch. Let's get up that layer of spikes, shall we? As he's going to bring in that Latios, which is another big threat. And this thing was a threat just the entire battle. Because, now he tricks his specs onto my Skarmory, which really sucks because now my Skarmory is pretty much crippled. I could use it for Death Fodder later, so I decided to do that. Go into my Tentacruel, taking the incoming HP Fire, but it turns out that this hidden power is not Fire, just based on the way that it wasn't resisted. But it's not a big deal because Tentacruel can take those easily, and he's just going to go for the Draco Meteor, and that's okay with me. And he doesn't have a spinner, so I figure let's go for the Toxic Spikes and get them hazards up because they will prove beneficial later on in the match, especially against Keldeo and Terrakion. So now he is going to bring in Keldeo, as I said earlier. And I believe this thing's Resolution form, but I have Black and White 1. I know I'm old hat with that stuff. So now I'm going to bring in my Ferrothorn. Wait, was that a double switch? I don't even know. But anyway, I'm going to go for Protect, see what this thing wants to lock itself into. And he goes for Sub. That sucks. This Keldeo is just... the Sub-Calm Mindset, that thing's a big threat. But he's going to go straight for the Secret Sword, not wanting to take any chances of missing the KO at +1. And if he was +1, that actually would not have KO'd, so that was a good move by him and going straight for the offensive. As I break his Sub with the Gyro Ball, which is pretty good news for me because now that Keldeo is not behind a Sub, I can revenge kill it with 1 or 2 things. I think like Mamoswine and one other thing. So I'm going to switch out of here, go into my Tentacruel because I know I can take at least a Secret Sword. And he's going to get up the Calm Mind. I'm not too worried because my Tentacruel is mixed defenses and I can take hits on either side. And I'm at half HP, so I shouldn't really have any reason to worry. And he's going to go for a Hydro Pump here. I know it's +1 and Stab, but man, Tentacruel should have better defenses than that. And I'm just going to go for the Venoshock here. I slapped this move on this Tentacruel last minute a long time ago. If that made any sense, last minute, a long time ago. It was my battle against Spade, and I'm like, let's put Venoshock on this thing instead of Hidden Power Electric. And so, yeah, I'm going to die to a Secret Sword, as the Venoshock damage is actually enough to take out the Keldeo with poison damage. And that's pretty cool, because now that's another threat out of the way. And so, I can bring in a Heatran very freely, except for the fact that Terrakion's still a threat. Well, I am going to pop the biggest surprise on Cody and go for the Choice Scarf Icicle Crash, get a crit, Salt in the Wound. That did not matter at all because I'm adamant. And now he's going to bring in his Terrakion. He's just like, oh, you're scarfed. But now I'm going to switch out of here, into close combat, go right into Skarmory, rinse and repeat. I can do this all day long because Skarmory is such a boss. And just the fact that it can't even be a 2-hit KO unless he gets like a crit here. He's going to go for another close combat, and I'm still contemplating whether or not this thing is scarfed or banded, because I'm not sure how to gauge the damage because I don't use Skarmory all that much. I should use it more often though. And I'm just gonna go for superpower. Just clean out my Skarmory. I have no use for it because it's choiced. So whatever. Now I'm gonna go and do my Mamoswine here. Because he's locked in on superpower. I know a choice Scarfed Earthquake would take it out because of the -1 defense drop. But I am no chump. I know that I'm gonna have to go for the Icicle Crash, predict his Skarmory switch in, and maybe get the flinch, but that is not the case. Icicle Crash does almost as much as Terrakion's Close Combat, actually. Did a little less, not a whole lot less. But now I'm going to go in Infernape, and he's going to set up a second layer of spikes, which isn't a big deal, even though I don't have a spinner. Residual damage isn't that big of a deal with my teams usually. But now he's going to go send out his Heatran here, as I am going to go for the U-turn. I could have gone for the Close Combat if I was really, really aggressive, but I don't know if he wanted to switch in or predict my switch or my move or whatever. Now I'm going to bring in Big Mike here, and since this Heatran is not on a balloon, I can freely go for the Earthquake, but just, you guys protect, as that's a special defensive Heatran. So now I'm going to switch expecting the Skarm switch, because that obvious switch is very, 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 very obvious. And honestly, I don't know, just that was a really obvious switch. I don't know why he didn't stay and go for Earth Power or whatever. Then again, you can't overpredict. I'm now going to roast that thing with an Overheat, expecting him to expect me to U-turn, expecting Heatran to come in. If that made any sense to you guys. So, basically, we got a roasted Skarmory over here. And now, he's going to bring out Power once again. And I'm like, a Mach Punch might be able to take it out. I'm not entirely sure. But, let's see. Nope, doesn't take it out. Life Orb Mach Punch does not take out the Terrakion from that range. Which really sucks, because, you know, I could have taken that thing out with Mach Punch, and I would have swept through the rest of his team. But, no, we can't have our cake and eat it, too. Whew, man, in fact it worked this match. But now I have to go out to Big Mike and I have to choose my move carefully, because I believe his last two Pokemon are Scizor and Heatran. And oh wait, I still have Ferrothorn. And just Ferrothorn actually does a decent thing too. The thing is, he actually really could have either A, switched into his Heatran expecting my Ferro, or he could have gone for Superpower, which would have been super effective on either or. So, I don't know, just hindsight is 20/20. But that's a Banded Scizor, and he's choiced, and he's hurting himself with Iron Barbs and Leech Seed. So, that's going to rack up extremely quickly. And he's going to switch out, go into his Heatran here, and I am going to go for the Protect in case he wanted to go for another Bullet Punch, because that's what Scizor does best. He Bullet Punches all the threats. So now my Ferrothorn is back at full, or not full, that's not even close to full, that's like a third. But I figured I might as well sack Ferrothorn, because, you know, reasons. So now I'm going to go to my Banded Haxorus. So, stupid me, I go for the Outrage. I honestly thought he had, like, Immense or something. I wrote that down for whatever reason. That's the reason why I went for Outrage as opposed to Earthquake. If I had gone for Earthquake, I would have won this battle. But my stupidity. I mean, Outrage is a 3-hit KO, except for the fact that I got burned by Lava Plume. Now he sets up his extremely late game rocks, which are completely irrelevant. And now it's pretty much his game. I'm going to go for a third Outrage because I'm locked in, and just Haxorus is dead weight anyway because it's burned. So now he's going to go for Lava Plume, and it's to the point where Burn can take out my Haxorus. And I believe my last Pokemon is my choice Scarfed Mamoswine. And I make another dumb play, and I just go for the what's it called? The icicle crash. Because I thought he had a stupid mince. And then again, if I went for earthquake on Maxis, I would have won. I'm stupid. And Mamoswine needs some prescription glasses. He missed this the second icicle crash. Well, that is a 2-0 in Drake's favor. Drake, hello, that's Cody. Cody's favor. And that is the match for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Finally, another personally narrated Wi-Fi battle by yours truly. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. And until next time, Smash Bros. Pro 33 signing out. Deuces.